It's Friday, March 3rd, a back-to-back state champ. Beta inducts its new members, and how well do you know your cartoons? All this and more on this week's edition of The Stinger on Air. Good morning, Jackets. 8 members of our wrestling team traveled to Anderson last weekend for the state championship matches. Mason Deese and Antonio Amos finished 4th in their weight class. Mason Knight nabbed runner-up, and senior Justin Pardue brought home his 2nd wrestling state championship. Justin's championships don't come without sacrifice, though. It takes hours in the weight room, a strict diet, and determination.
I take 2 max effort days, and then 2 dynamic days. So it's like 5 days a week usually. Because usually I'm wrestling on Saturday.
Pardue has worked hard to achieve his goals. Between seasons, he lost 35 pounds so that he could wrestle in the 220 weight class.
Last year I was wrestling at like 255 pounds, but the weight class allowed wrestlers to be 30 pounds heavier, and that kind of made things harder last year. So I thought I'd drop weight this year and wrestle 220, and it turned out a lot better.
Pardue is one of 4 people in BHS history to win multiple wrestling state championships. He credits much of his wrestling success to his teammates.
I couldn't do it without the guys in my circle, like Michael James, Tucker Bone. You got JD in there, Tanner Sellers, all them guys. I couldn't do it without them. I appreciate them staying that week.
The champ also stresses the importance of lifting weights and the effect it has on the sport. Pardue plans to attend Coker University to continue his wrestling career.
Coker is in Hartsville. I'm going to wrestle 197, try to make a dent in the D2. I'm going to try to go give it what I got and try to win a national championship.
Pardue and Mason Deese still have an opportunity to gain state titles in the strength state finals that will be held later this month. The Beta Club inducted 40 new members Tuesday night. The National Beta Club promotes the ideals of academic achievement, character, service, and leadership among its members. Betas are charged with keeping at least a 4.0 GPA and completing 10 service hours a semester. Principal Michael Belk encouraged the new members to focus on the 4 core values.
I challenge each of you to fulfill this mission on a daily basis here at Buford High School. Always remember that your ability to lead by an example in all that you do will set the tone for those around you.
Next week is National Beta Club Week. Monday, you can dress as your favorite movie character. Tuesday, wear your favorite team colors. Wednesday is Black and Gold Day, and Thursday is Throwback Day. You've seen the posters around the campus promoting Pi Day coming up March 14th. The Model UN Club is raising money for their upcoming competitions. You can have fun and help by casting your vote with a donation to Who Should Get Pied in the Face. We talked to advisor Lauren Hill about Model UN.
We prepare to go to a conference every year. And at that conference, they debate, they learn about the United Nations, they essentially role play as ambassadors, and have a lot of fun.
BHS celebrated students' hard work recently with Jacket Pride. 80% of all students qualified for this period of fun activities, including cornhole, basketball, and much more. 85% of 9th graders, 89% of 10th graders, 72% of 11th graders, and 83% of 12th graders met the requirements to attend. Way to go, sophomores. Have you had the chance to check out the BufordStinger.com? We continue to add new content. Stinger web content reporter Emmy Johnson has more.
Enjoying BufordStinger.com? Wait, you haven't checked out our website yet? Go check out our website right now. Here you can read all about our news stories around our community, school, and more. For instance, Riley Beckham shows us what Jacket Pride is all about, and Emily Benton introduces us to the reality of our school nurse. Also, be sure to check out our Halfcast, produced by our own Robert Young.
This contains a recap of last week's race, and we'll also talk about next week's track and race in detail, and I will give a prediction on who I think will win.
We are posting new content all the time at BufordStinger.com, so be sure to check it out. For Stinger on Air, I'm Emmy Johnson. Back to you, Braxton.
Thanks, Emmy. Now in sports.
For the 4th Brigade South Regional Championship, with the score 1566 from Lancaster Rifle.
The archery team notched a first-place overall win at their first archery tournament of the season. 16 different schools competed. The BHS A team had a total score of 1,566, and B team a total score of 1,461. The top shooters were Abby Conwell with the score of 283 and Brenna Gainey with a score of 258. Congratulations, Jackets, and keep up the awesome work. Softball, baseball, and soccer all began their season this week. You can keep up with the results for games and matches at BufordStinger.com or on the Facebook page. Now would also be a great time to smack that subscribe button so you can get notified when we post new content here on YouTube. Did you know that the first animated cartoon was created in 1908? Since then, they have captured the hearts and minds of all ages with their colorful characters and humor. Cartoons have been a beloved part of many of our childhoods. But how well do you know your favorite animated characters? We took to the streets to find out.
The days of Sunday morning cartoons might be a thing of the past, but we wanted to see how much you remember from those days.
It's like Yabba Dabba Doo, so I don't know.
Yogi Bear.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Very familiar.
I know it's from somewhere, but I cannot remember their name.
Ziggy and Sharko?
Ren and Stimpy.
That's the Carolina mascot.
There's something, I'll say there's something kind of
Foghorn Leghorn.
He's the dog. He's the scared dog.
Thank you.
It's iconic. Heck, Nickelodeon. And I think 2000s?
Courage the dog.
The Tasmanian Devil.
Tasmanian Devil.
Can you do an impression of the Tasmanian Devil?
Roof.
Did some of y'all even watch cartoons growing up? Well, I didn't even know some of them, so. Anyways, that's all for this week's Stinger on the Street with Michaela Queso and Riley Beckham.
You gotta keep on your toes. Toes, that is.
Thanks, Michaela. Mr. Belk, what's your favorite cartoon character?
Oh, my favorite cartoon character, Braxton, that's an easy one. Back in the day, man, He-Man.
Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said,
By the power of Grayskull.
Legit, my favorite. I had Castle Grayskull. I had the lion.
What do we have here?
It's Castle Grayskull. And it's mine. Not so fast, Beastman.
He-Man for sure. Loved it. Still, anytime I see He-Man, I get nostalgic, taking me back to my younger days. So He-Man for sure. All right. That being said, kind of dive in. Got some birthdays to celebrate this week for our staff. If you had the chance, definitely students, give them a shout out and wish them a happy birthday. Coach Newton, Fig, his birthday is coming up this Sunday, March 5th. So give him an early birthday shout out today before the weekend comes. Miss Beverly Colt, her birthday will be Wednesday, March 8th. And then Miss Jessica Cooper, her birthday will be next Thursday, March 9th. So happy birthday to each of you. We hope you have a wonderful day when the time comes. Thank you for all you do here at Buford High School. We love you. All right, Jacket Pride for this week. Remember, personal responsibility, respect, integrity, dedication, and excellence. This week's recipient is Mr. Malachi Miller. Just making a staff member's day by being a good dude in that way. So just wanted to recognize Malachi Miller for this week. Malachi, come up during your own time, get your little shout out, your Cersei. Thank you for showing that Jacket Pride. You are also our t-shirt winner for this week. So great job. Appreciate you showing that Jacket Pride, man. Keep it up. We're proud of you. All right, upcoming, looking ahead to the next week. First off, ACT. Our juniors that chose to take the ACT, that is coming up on Tuesday, March 7th. Remember, we always say, anytime you have the chance to show that world-class knowledge, opportunity, take advantage of it, do your absolute best. That's all we ever ask of you, is to do your best, but only you know what that looks like. So on Tuesday, grind it out, do your best. Excited for you to have that opportunity to show what you know, all right? Also, being aware, I know our Stinger staff gave this shout out, but Beta Week, I have challenged our staff to take part in the dress-up days. I'm really looking forward to seeing how our staff steps up and participates in our Beta Dress-Up Week. Thank you to our Beta Club for sponsoring this awesome opportunity. But also, I'm challenging our staff. I'm looking for 100% participation because students, we're going to bring it. All right, I'm looking for some creativity, looking for some awesome opportunities there. Be creative, but also let's find that balance as well. Keep our focus in the classrooms, but also have some fun with that opportunity. Thank you for Beta Week for working on that for us. Be mindful, dress code. It's warming up. So along with Beta Week, Be mindful, dress code. Remember, you have this amount of space above your knee, okay? So be mindful. That's for anything. That's as it relates to shorts. That's as it relates to holes in your jeans, everything that you can think of. That 4-inch rule from the top of your knee is what applies, okay? So just be very mindful of that as the season is starting to warm up, okay? So keep that on your radar and be focused on that. All right? With that being said, I'm going to end this week with a quote as we get into the end of the second grading period. Y'all, and we're pushing forward. Remember, time is flying. But I wanted to challenge us with a quote as we wrap up. David Bly once said, "Striving for success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you haven't planted seeds." Be mindful. I mean, life is there's really no secret ingredient. There's no magic that leads to success. It is exactly that. Rolling your sleeves up, working hard, taking advantage of opportunities. So as we get through this stretch, we realize there's a few weeks before spring break. And with that, we always know as things start to heat up and spring's here, that fever can come about. I really challenge us to push hard to spring break. And with that, if we're going to see success, it's going to be persevering and making sure that we overcome any challenges that stand before us with hard work, grit. All right, so be mindful of that as we approach the next few weeks of the semester. When the time comes for spring break, which will be here in about 4 weeks, be mindful that when that time comes, we'll drop it and we'll get some rest and get away. But in the meantime, success will come about because of perseverance and hard work. Just stay true to that commitment as we work hard to become that ideal Buford graduate that we always talk about. All right? So as you go forth, just hope everybody has a wonderful Friday. Hope you have a great and safe weekend when the time comes. Go Jackets.
Thanks, Mr. Belk. That's it for this edition of the Stinger on Air. Thank you to our Stinger sponsors. Without them, it would be difficult to do this each week. If you are interested in becoming a Stinger supporter, check out our website at BufordStinger.com and email Matt Collier at matthew.collier@lcsd.k12.sc.us. Be sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are constantly posting new content there and at BufordStinger.com. Until next week, I'm Braxton Rollison for Stinger on Air.